Y'all, I am very excited to show you guys this build. I'm currently actually not done with it yet, as I'm recording this part of the voiceover. I haven't finished the entire build yet. I've only finished the bottom floor, but I'm very excited to share this with you guys because I gave myself a little gift for the holidays, as it is 5 days before Christmas as I am filming this part of the voiceover. And I decided to let myself get a couple of the packs while they're discounted for the holidays. So I got the For Rent pack, and I got vampires, and I feel like I got something else as well. Let me think. Oh, I got the eco lifestyle or whatever it's called pack as well. I love any packs that come with like more building options. Obviously more gameplay options is fun, but I spend way more time making Sims and making builds than I do playing the actual game. So I love the more build focused packs. Like I would say like Dream Home Decorator changed the game for sure, because that has so much stuff that I use in every single build, like those like kitchen things and like some of like the other furniture in that pack I use in essentially every build that I do. But I was so excited to get the For Rent pack in particular because I've made homes or structures or buildings that I have like broken into like apartment units, but I've never been able to actually put them up as apartment units. They go up as like, they look just like a regular residential building with a million kitchens and living rooms and bedrooms and stuff like that. So now that you can have like multi-family homes in such a fun, unique way is super cool. As you can see right now, I am struggling with this layout. Oftentimes I'll build with the room tool, and whatever walls I end up doing with the room tool when I first build it is kind of what I stick with during the build. But I've been trying to remove all the walls when I get into a build, and the inside, remove all the inside walls and start making up a floor plan like that, which is what a lot of good builders I see do it, like, but it's hard, y'all. Like I don't know, it makes you think, and it makes you use a little bit more creativity in it. Now the plan for this unit, which is the downstairs unit, the ground floor unit, there are 3 units in this build. The bottom one has 3 bedrooms. The middle one I think is going to have 2, and the top one is going to be a studio or a 1 bedroom. I haven't gotten that far yet. But I was very excited when I came up with this idea, and the outside ended up doing surprisingly well. I was very proud. Also, let me just cut in and say, I currently have a little bit of a cold. If you can't tell, you probably can because I've been sniffling this whole time. And also, all of my cats currently have colds, so if you hear sneezing or sniffling or anything like that, it could be any of us. So I apologize. So the idea for this bottom unit was a kind of a multi-generational family. This room that I'm working on currently is something that I planned for maybe like a grandmother or something like that who lives with her child and her grandchildren. So that was kind of the idea with this. So this is the grandmother's room. If you can't tell, I love this bed. It's gorgeous. I can't remember what pack it's from. I think it's from one of the new ones that I just downloaded. Maybe Eco Lifestyle. It's Eco Lifestyle. Or Eco Living or whatever. It's definitely that. The bed is gorgeous. This other new bed from the same pack, also gorgeous. Huge fan of the color palettes as well. Do I wish there was more? Always. I always wish there was like more color palette options, or you know how like the Sims 3 has that like design option where you can go in and change each piece of it fully. That would be such a cool thing to do in The Sims 4, because we're always asking for more patterns, more swatches, just in general. Like, we're always asking for more options. So I think that would be a really good way to solve that kind of issue. I also tried to use very minimal custom content in this build. All of the custom content that I used is stuff that doesn't affect gameplay really at all. Like that pillow and that little basket are both custom content. You know, you can download this build yourself and you won't be missing out on too much, essentially. I tried to really limit the custom content because I realized that I want this build to be accessible, especially if it turns out looking the way that I want it to. This kitchen, dining, living space is one of the hardest spaces that I've ever had to do in The Sims. I made this layout so odd. Even though it's just a square, I wanted to fit a dining table because like 2 adults and a child would, like, it would probably be beneficial for them to have some sort of like seating to eat at. And I feel like a grandmother would be a little bit like, we have to have a dining table, you know, whatever. But this layout was so hard. So I ended up having to go and change where the door was placed. I had to change how I had the kitchen set up, like, so much, because it just was not working. And then while I was at it, I changed some of the other pieces to match up what I was doing. But yeah, you see me struggle with this for a while, because I'm like, where do I put a table? Where do I put a couch? Like, I really wanted to make sure that I had a couch, because obviously, again, there are multiple people living in this household, and I wanted to make sure they had some form of entertainment, so I needed to have like a TV or something. But I decided on that entertainment center because it also has books. The kitchen itself wasn't too hard to like furnish because I use the same things all the time. They work, they're good, they're perfect, they're tried and true. The Dream Home Decorator pack really gets me. But the dining and the living area was stressing me out so wholeheartedly. I don't love the way that it ended up, if I'm being honest, but I think it came together thankfully very well. Yeah, I'm so excited to show you guys the rest of this build, so stay tuned for the rest of it in just a minute. Yeah. Speaking of things that I was struggling with, the wallpaper in this room was a nightmare. Like I wanted something that like matched the carpet and the color scheme and the vibe, but I wanted it to feel kind of more like an old lady lives in that room versus the ultra, you know, I don't know if the rest of the house reads ultra modern or what aesthetic it reads, but I wanted it to feel a little bit more warm tone, cozy, like an older person lives there. So finding a wallpaper was really hard, and I'm not super confident about the choice that I ended up going with. I might end up changing it if I find one that I like more, but I liked that the plants kind of matched the rug. Now I'm adding washer and dryer units to this like everyone room, because I was gonna add washer and dryers to each like apartment unit, but there was no space. So this is the finished downstairs apartment. You can, of course, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the entire build in the comments, please. But yeah, this was the first one. It was a struggle, but we got it. I like it. I don't know how to make it easier on myself, but laying out my build recently has been so difficult. I don't know if it's just that like apartments are weird to lay out, or I'm just bad at doing layouts. I think I'm just bad at doing layouts because I really struggled with the layout for the downstairs unit, like I was talking about with that living, dining, kitchen space. Like that was really hard to figure out, and I think it's just because it's small and I'm trying to make sure there's room for it to actually be like playable. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's very difficult to lay out builds sometimes. But yeah, this is the second apartment of this building, and I was very excited to do a nursery. I don't really do nurseries very often because one, I don't like playing with infant Sims. It is so difficult. But also there's just less like stuff to add to a nursery because they can't really do a ton of stuff when they're babies or infants in the game. They can't really play with the toys. They can't really use any of the other stuff. Some of it they can, but there's a lot less options. So I don't usually do nurseries, but I was excited to do this one because I was inspired by Karen and Connie, who are popular Sims4 creators on YouTube. I can link their channel down below, just a quick shout out to them. But I was inspired by one of their nurseries that they did where they did like, I don't know, I feel like it was kind of like jungle-y nursery with like animals and like really fun wallpaper and stuff, and the green kind of inspired me to do a green nursery in one of my builds. So yeah, shout out to them. This part of the build was okay. The idea for this one is that this is a young parent who is in university and has an infant child. And a lot of the vibe was a lot darker in this one. I thought it fit with the younger idea, like this young adult, young parent, like the dark stuff, but still cozy. I wanted to make sure that it was still comfy and cozy and warm feeling, but dark and kind of moody at the same time. So that was kind of the idea for their room, and also for like the main living space. Dark colors, but still like cozy. And I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. It's not my favorite build that I've ever done. It's not my favorite thing that I've done, but it turned out pretty well. I'll shut up for a minute and let you guys just chill and watch this, and then I'll come back in a sec. popping in again to actually mention that this living space I'm very proud of, because it was very basic, but I made this like built-in situation because I wanted it to look like the table and the couch were connected. And it stemmed from the fact that I liked the couch a lot, but I didn't like that it was just like one side of the couch. I didn't like that, so I wanted to use it, but I needed to find something to like shove it against, and I was going to shove it just against the wall. But then I found that table and it worked out perfectly. I put a lamp and just a little plant on it. And the living space is really small, pretty very minimal, but that couch thing I'm proud of, so I had to come in and say that. Now we're in the final unit of this building, which is the studio apartment. I could have made it a one bedroom. It would have been a little cramped, but I definitely could have kind of walled it off to make it a bedroom. But I'm glad that I didn't, because I'm really proud of like the open thing that I ended up accomplishing. Studios are not something that I am incredibly used to. I've done a couple of tiny home builds before, but this was a little bit different for me. And the bathroom that you see here gets changed. The table that you see gets changed, but the kitchen stays pretty much the same. I really like the color of those cabinets. As you can tell, I'm a huge fan of, I think those are Dream Home Decorator. I've mentioned this before in this video. Dream Home Decorator is like a must-have pack if you're a builder and you like to use packs. I would say like Dream Home Decorator Tiny Living is pretty good. Like, it has so much good stuff in it. The university shower changed things up a lot. But now they have a couple different showers that are pretty similar. But yeah, I wanted to divide this space up without walling it all off. So of course I started by adding a wall. No, this is a half wall that I wanted to add to create kind of like an office space at the back of it. But it was mainly because if I put the TV on that far wall, it was too far away from the couch / bed, the Murphy bed. It was too far, so I needed it to be a little bit closer. This is when I go in and I change the color palette on everything, because I realized that I want to go for like a planty, like a sim that loves like plants and the earth and that kind of thing, like just a plant obsessed sim. A bit more of a minimalist who just kind of like loves plants and everything like that. The wall divider thing that I used, absolutely love it. It created this kind of like empty space in the middle, which was kind of annoying, but I just put a rug there and I think it helped. The bathroom is now coming together. That tile floor is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what pack that's from. If you recognize it, comment down below. But it's so pretty. But finding a wallpaper to match was really hard. Y'all, and this is the top floor finally done. I love the way that it turned out. I'm very proud of it. I did something a little out of my comfort zone. And here is the tour of the house, the whole place. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the longest video I've maybe ever made. And definitely in a long time. So I hope you guys enjoy. Have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, whatever you do. Thank you so much. Bye.